sports podcast with the youngest, most daring, intrepid, gutsy, fearless host on the planet. Get ready for Jake's Takes. Here's Jake.
Welcome back. I am Jake, and this is Jake's Takes, where I get your favorite athletes and stars to open up and speak what's really on their minds. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you won't believe the guests I have lined up. Get ready, sports fans, because Jake's Takes is the show you've been waiting for. Today's guest was a star running back for the New York Giants. He was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars in the 2009 NFL Draft. He also played for the Oakland Raiders before joining the New York Giants. He played his college football at Liberty and set a big South Conference record for yards and touchdowns. In 2015 with the Giants, he set a career highs in carries, rushing yards, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. Off the field, our guest is a massive leader and philanthropist. And I quote him, "If I'm known as the running back, then I have failed." In 2017, he was selected to compete on the famous show, Dancing with the Stars, and went on to win the competition. You gotta be mega, super pumped as I welcome to Jake's Takes, the athlete, the running back, and the leader, Rashad Jennings. What's up, Rashad? How you doing today?
And I'm good. That introduction will wake you up. So I'm fired up to be on this show, man. I really appreciate you.
It's going to be awesome. And I got to tell you that today is a crazy special day. I love sports, but I haven't gotten the chance to get an NFL star to join me. And hopefully, this is the beginning of many. But to have you agree to be the first, that just says so much about the person you are. So thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my honor to be the first. It's funny enough, I actually, the last time I was the first guest on any show was Good Morning Football. I was the very first player ever to be on Good Morning Football, and that turned out well. So hopefully the football sector turns out well for you too.
Special thanks to my friend Israel for setting this up. And you ready, Rashad, to have some fun and talk football?
Absolutely. I'm here for it.
Let's do it. So, Rashad, in college, you were a star at Liberty, and from there were drafted into the NFL by the Jacksonville Jaguars. How tough was the transition going from a small school like Liberty to the bright lights of the big league, the NFL? What was the transition like?
Well, my transition was, let me start back of sharing that I'm from a little small country town called Forest, Virginia. I tell people it's very self-explanatory. I am from Forest, and I grew up understanding animals before people. So I'm still trying to figure out people, Jake, so maybe we can figure that out together. But I drafted 2009 at Jacksonville from a small town. I would say I was groomed into the big lights. I started off in Jacksonville, which is bigger than my hometown, but it's not mega. Then I went to the Oakland Raiders, which is bigger than Jacksonville, but it's not mega. And then I went to the Giants, which is mega. So I kind of got babied into it. I wasn't thrown right in the wolves, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. The game in itself, the actual football game, the physical side of the football game, not the business, the physical side of the football game is different because it's faster. It's not faster people, Jake. It's not faster humans. A 4.5 is a 4.5. It don't matter if you're running in college or high school. But the difference is the game itself is faster. So, for example, as a running back, if they give me the football and I'm running through a hole that the offensive linemen are opening up, maybe in college that hole is open for 2 seconds, right? 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and boom, and it closes. In the NFL, now that hole is only open for maybe a 0.5 seconds. So as the game is fast, you have to react quicker. You have to respond quicker. That was the biggest transition for me for the physical side of the game. And then with the spotlight, just, like I said, going back to being a little small town kid, playing in NFL, big time, prime time, New York Giants. I had an easy transition just simply because, I went from levels to levels to levels. But at the end of the day, I'm still the same person. I feel like if you brush your teeth and comb your hair, you can make anything you wear look good. And all you need in life is God and some good food, and the rest fall in place.
Well, if you say you grew up where a place where animals were before humans, well, you should like me because my dad says my room looks like a place where animals live.
Hey, then me and you will get along just fine then, Jake.
By the way, I always hear about how rookies get treated like having to carry bags and stuff like that. Is that true, or is that just like made up?
Yeah, so there's this thing called hazing, is what we call that. Hazing the rookies. And it's giving them a hard time and asking them to carry football pads, or, maybe they're the butt of every joke and prank in the locker room, or, they carry the trays at the lunch line, or, they do. We make them work. We make them work. You got to earn your way into the league. It's a very small elite community. Only 1,600 people roughly, Jake, get to play in the NFL annually. So it's not that many people in the universe that get to play. 1,600 people is not a lot of people. And so we have fun. It's all clean fun. For me, they hazed me. I had to get this weird haircut. I had like this halo setting on top of my head. Now I got curly hair too, so all I had was a string of a halo of curly hair. I look stupid. But we do give them a hard time. There's some jokes that happen, and we keep it in-house. But it's a true story that rookies have it a little bit harder. But now, because there's not two-a-days, Jake, it used to be two-a-days. I was the last wave of two-a-days where we actually physically practice twice in a day. Now it's only one. So I think they got it made, to be honest.
By the way, what was the biggest prank you've ever pulled on like a rookie or something?
Well, so this is funny. I won't say the kid's name because it's pretty bad, but for the rookies, when I was in New York, we had away bags, and so your away bags, you had to put your equipment in it and everything, and then you pick up your bag and you take it to the bus. And so we thought it would be funny to put some extra 25-pound weights, physical weights, right, from the weight room in the bag. So when the kids are in a rush to get to the bus, they're going to pick up a heavier bag and be like, what the heck, man, why is it? And then they get sweaty in the suits. It's funny. So all the rookies realized there was 25-pound weights in the bag because they opened it and it was like, why is it so heavy? And they took it out. But there's one rookie didn't. So one rookie every week left the 25-pound weight in his bag. And we couldn't figure out when is he going to realize it's a joke. So I went up to him one day. I was like, hey, I'm not going to say his name. I was like, hey, such and such. This 25-pound weight in your bag, man. You take it out like joke's over. He looked at me. He said, oh, is that what that was? He said, I thought it was my iPad because I downloaded a lot of music and I thought it was weighing it down.
No, actually?
Yeah, I did say I couldn't even make that one up. So I'm flabbergasted. I couldn't believe the words he uttered were true to him. He like the sincerity on his face. I felt bad for him, patted him on the back. I took the weights out. I said, hey, man, look, just have a good game. So that was the funniest thing I think I witnessed. He literally thought the music was downloaded, weighing down his bag because he downloaded so much music.
So I can't say anything more funny than that, so I'm just going to go to the next question. Running backs are known to have one of the shortest careers in the NFL. Plus, in today's game, the role of the running back is far less utilized than in the day of Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith. Knowing this, should players take this into account when deciding what positions to play?
I would say no. Any position you want to play it. You play the game because you're passionate. You play the game because you love it. You play it because you're skilled at it, or you want to be skilled at it. And so don't let the opinions of anybody else kind of define your right in life. I say this, Jay, this is kind of deeper, but I did get a chance to write a book, became New York Times bestseller. And one of the things I wrote in it was don't allow anybody to define you. And I say that because if you allow somebody to define you, they will. And once they do, you'll try to live up to their definition until you mature enough to realize that's not what you signed up for. And so I would tell anybody, whatever position you want to play, whatever it is in life you want to do it. And don't let nobody else define how you're supposed to do it. And so, yeah, for me, getting back to your question, sorry to get deep there, Jake, but the game of football, you can't play anytime Super Bowl, right? You look at every Super Bowl one of recent, it always comes through a combination of a great running back having a great game. You look at who just won recently. Well, go look at the running backs and how many yards he ran for. You go look at every single Super Bowl one, and it's always won because that team had the leading rusher on the team, never the leading passer. The leading passers have lost many of Super Bowls. Never the leading rusher.
That's crazy. In your eyes, who's the best running back in the game today?
Oh, that's a good question. Right now, that's tough. I equate everything from injuries to, man, that's tough. If I would say no injuries, I'll say McCaffrey. But he can do everything. He can block surprisingly well. He can catch. He's agile. He's fast. He's elusive. And he can get downhill. He can run you over. He can make you miss. He does it all. He literally there's no reason for him to come off the field besides if he's hurt or needs some water. So I wouldn't hesitate with saying McCaffrey.
So Rashad, you must still follow the league intensely. Tell me, why are people so quick to write off players from getting huge accomplishments after only failing a couple of times? For example, Lamar Jackson. Lamar, he lost in the playoffs a few times, and already people are just saying he can't win a Super Bowl. Are we too quick to judge? How unfair is this, Rashad?
I wouldn't say it's unfair. It's, come with the territory, but it's silly. I definitely would say that. It's silly because, you take Lamar Jackson, you brought up him for an example. Lamar Jackson has outthrown a majority of the most elite quarterbacks in his rookie year, and they still question his ability to play quarterback. And it's because he can run well. When you're talented, when you're extremely talented, people again try to define you. He is a running quarterback, or he's a runner. People are trying their hardest to define him. Again, going back to don't let anybody define you there, Jake. Those words are going to resonate true with you the older you get. And so Lamar is an anomaly. He is like no other. He's sharper than most. He gets criticized because of his ability. If he was not a running quarterback, if he was nobody criticizes Sam Darnold as much as they do Lamar Jackson. And Sam cannot hold Lamar's jockstrap. And it's because simply he is not a running quarterback. He is not he is a traditional pocket passer. So they get a pass for some reason. But all things being equal, Jake, I don't know if you ever watched boxing, but this is a great analogy for you. You should check it out sometime. Boxing is really fun. I enjoy it. I picked it up along the way. I watch it a lot. The one thing that's cool about boxing is the judges have to put on headphones, and they're muffs, right? They're not listening to music, and no Bruno Mars going on, but they have on headphones, right, just to noise cancellation. Now, what they have to do is watch. And the reason why they have on these muffs is so they're not influenced by the, ooh, ah, look at that, and the crowd trying to influence in their opinion. That's what happens when it comes to people getting judged, or, especially as athletes, you're talking about judging an athlete, is because look at the tweets, right? Everybody said he's no good, so therefore that's influencing me. Put on earmuffs, and if you watch Lamar Jackson, you would never question his ability to play quarterback.
That's a great answer. Personally, I think Lamar is a top 3 QB in the league. No doubt. Don't give me that Josh Allen or Russell Wilson. He's a lot better than both those players, in my opinion. And of course he can win a championship. Any given Sunday, baby. Sometimes it just takes the greatest players 10 years to win. Only one team gets to win. And just because you lost, that doesn't mean that you won't win the next year. Patience. Believe in yourself. Don't let anybody define you, as you just said.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, Rashad. Now on Jake's Takes, it's time to play a little game and have some fun. It's time for Rapid Fire. I'll ask you a bunch of short questions. You answer them as quick as you can. Deal?
Gotcha.
Let's do this. Is Julian Edelman going to the Hall of Fame?
No.
Running for a touchdown or receiving a touchdown?
Running for a touchdown.
Jacksonville Jaguars or New York Giants?
Oh, I love both for so many reasons, but I'm going to have to go with the Giants.
The moonwalk or the floss?
The moonwalk, 100%.
Roller coaster or bumper cars?
Oh, I love both. A roller coaster. Definitely roller coaster.
Devontae Adams or DeAndre Hopkins?
Easy, Hopkins.
Who's a better dancer, you or Gronk?
Easy call. Me.
Who is the hardest team you played against?
I'd say the Patriots defense.
What was your most recent lie?
I told somebody their food tastes pretty good.
Name something that's about to get a lot better.
Life. I'd say life.
My podcast, because you're on it now.
I like it.
Sleeping in or taking a nap?
Take a nap.
Touchdown, Rashad Jennings! You took the rock to the house and dominated that rapid fire with ease. And I know you got the moves for a 6-touchdown dance. How did that rapid fire feel?
It feels good, Jack. I'm glad to get in the end zone, man.
Okay, 2 more questions for you, Rashad. Hoping that okay.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about your foundation for a bit. I went through your website and I was blown away. Let me read something I found on your site. Rashad Jennings always had a vision to start a foundation. But for him, it was never about what giving back could do for his image. Instead, it has always been about helping others overcome the various adversities he's experienced in his own journey. The foundation inspires and encourages young youth everywhere through 3 main initiatives. Number 1, the Reading Challenge. Number 2, mentorship. And number 3, Camp 180. Rashad realizes that one of the keys reasons why his childhood dreams are a reality today is because in his youth, someone cared enough to inspire him. Okay, Rashad, you probably hear how great this is from adults, but let me tell you what a kid feels about this. Just wow. I know I learned from the best when I'm shown the ropes from someone who's already done it. Tell me a bit about the foundation and how I can get involved to help you.
I appreciate that, Jake. I appreciate that a lot. I grew up with a reading comprehension deficit. I struggled academically. I had a 0.6 GPA at one point in time, and I was a fifth string running back in high school football. Imagine that, fifth string running back in high school with a 0.6, overweight, asthmatic kid, acne, and all kind of stuff, saying that I want to play in the NFL one day. Jake, you would have looked at me. How old are you, Jake?
11.
You would have looked at me at 11 years old in one of your classes. I'd have been a kid in the corner that my belly was probably sitting on the desk, and you would have had a conversation with me. I can tell you, very energetic. You would have uplifted me. And I would have told you, Jake, I want to play in the NFL one day. And you would have looked at me and said, this dude's crazy. But I was able to do it, and I pour my heart on trying to help others achieve through the foundation. I focus on reading, education, and mentorship, and literacy, because it's a pillar of my success. I have a reading challenge that we've had over 500,000 books now read by middle school and up. We have football camps and health summits now through the foundation that we do a lot of work. And I'm really about being a bigger brother to as many kids as possible. I was fortunate. I had two older brothers that believed in me before I could even realize who I was, Jake. And so, you grow to appreciate that. Just like the older you get, the more you're going to appreciate your father. And through the foundation, people that want to get involved simply can go to RashadJenningsFoundation.org, RashadJenningsFoundation.com, RashadJennings.com. Anything that has Rashad Jennings on it, I bleed my heart on it. I do not think I'm a special person. I think I am in a special position. And anytime I can be a magnifying glass towards things I believe are important, I want to take the time to do that. And I do that through my foundation for reading, education, literacy. And, we got programs that we can bring to different schools, different hometowns. And so anybody that ever wants to take the time to check the website out, see what we're doing in cities. And if you think for a second, I would love to bring this to my hometown. I would love to bring this to my school. I would love for my kids to be inspired in this way. There's a link, a contact link that you can reach out to me, my executive assistant. Donate every single dollar, Jake. Every single dollar goes straight to programming and kids. Nobody is paid at all through the foundation. That's literally out of my own personal pocket. I set it up that way so I could feel good to tell people every penny goes to a child.
That is so impressive, Rashad. And by the way, now that I know that it's possible to make it, my friend, he's a very good athlete, but I told him, there's no way he's making it to the NFL. I better stop telling him that.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. You'll be surprised. It might be a guy that you interview one day.
Okay, Rashad, I could do this for hours with you, but I know you're super busy, so last question. Winning the Super Bowl is no easy feat, but as a fan of all sports, I can't help but think that maybe the Super Bowl is the easiest championship to win. Why do I say that? Because in baseball, basketball, and hockey, to get to the finals, you need to beat multiple opponents, all of which are 7-game series, and also the finals is a battle of the best of 7. It's a real grind. It's a war. Teams begin to hate each other, and there are adjustments from one game to the next. But the Super Bowl is just one game. Anything can happen. Tell me why I'm wrong, Rashad.
I wouldn't say you're wrong. I like your perspective. I really do. I would say the physical toll that is taking place. See, playing football is about an endurance that is very much like no other. I personally believe the physical toll it takes on your body to hit somebody over and over, physically hit them, not just with all due respect, not having a baseball in your hand and throwing it, not having to box somebody out. They're not trying to kill you. But now that's why when you look at hockey, you look at certain sports that it requires a lot of physical toll, and winning those championships and cups and things, that stands elite to me. We are trained to literally, like, everybody plays football when they're younger because they just want to hit somebody really hard and they want to make a highlight. It's not easy. You got a bunch of big people out there that want to take advantage of size and everything. So I will say, I love your analogy that it's only one game. But that one game is probably one of the hardest things to get to.
I hear that. Rashad, I can't thank you enough for doing this. I admire your character and all you stand for. You're a true star, and I hope you enjoy your time on Jake's Takes.
Absolutely. Jake's Takes is it, man. I can't wait to see this episode and promote it with you. I'm proud of it.
Wishing you all the best, and I hope I get a chance to talk to you soon, because this was amazing.
Appreciate it, Jake.
Hey guys, you won't believe the guest I have next week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.